distribution and promotion within the film industry. High-budget film corporations like Disney, Columbia Pictures and Paramount Pictures have the money to advertise and get their films into big cinema chains like Odeon, Cineworld and Showcase, as this would get a wider audience across the world to pay for and view their film. Unfortunately, this isn't the case for smaller budget films. The way they typically exhibit their films is through independent cinemas. An example of this would be like the Quad in Derby. Generally, the demographics of independent cinema tends to be the more niche audience, more select portion of the population. Film festivals are a useful way for small budget films to make money. The cost of entering a film into even large film festivals such as Sundance, for example, costs only around £60 for an entry fee. Film festivals come big and small. An example of a local film festival would be the Derby Film Festival, hosted by the Quad. A variety of UK and international filmmakers from smaller productions. Many of these filmmakers attend the festival to give publicity for their films and make it a bit more personal by talking to the public in attendance. It also intermixes these kind of films with classic films, such as, for example, this year, Phantom of the Opera and a selection of David Lynch films. By mixing up kind of classic films and mixing them in with kind of the films that be shown by like newer filmmakers, kind of lesser known filmmakers, it will help kind of bring more attention to those lesser known films, as people will come in a way just to see the kind of classic films, and they might just discover films they haven't even heard of by complete accident, which is I think their kind of intention. The manner in which films have been exhibited has changed a lot over the years. The modern cinema-going experience could be said to be traced back to the opening of the Berlin Wintergarten Theatre, in which a short film was shown to a variety of audiences. By the 1930s, Hollywood had established a dominance over cinema and could exhibit their films easily on a global scale. One of the early tactics they used was called block booking. If cinemas wanted to screen a film from a major studio, in addition to this, it would have to screen a selection of other films as part of kind of a package deal. Even though this practice was later banned, this helped establish the major studios as a dominant force in cinema by driving competition out of business. Today, changes in technology have affected how films are exhibited. The internet has truly changed the game and has become an increasingly popular way that audiences choose to watch films. The likes of YouTube and Vimeo are especially effective in providing a platform that allows any filmmakers, regardless of their budget, to upload their content where it can be potentially seen by anyone around the world with an internet connection. And today, with widespread usage of the internet, services such as Netflix and Amazon allow films to be watched from the comfort of one's own home. For a relatively small fee, thousands of films can be viewed from the comfort of your home. Netflix has also taken to funding and shown films on their own service for people to download and view on the TV. They're providing a new and innovative way for people to watch films that bypasses the whole kind of cinema experience totally and just skip straight to your TV. As it's only available through Netflix and it's not really available in cinema. This is attractive to the consumer as it allows them to save both time and money by purchasing the movie online and watching it at home rather than in the cinema. An example of this will be the upcoming film Death Note, which is produced by Netflix and funded by them and available only on their service to download.
Shall we begin?
Rather than going straight to the cinema, you can only buy it through Netflix. Distribution. Distribution refers to how media is delivered to the audience. Distribution is important as wide distribution will result in more people seeing the film and therefore more exposure and, more importantly, more profit. As a result, there is a kind of a vicious circle in which companies make more and more money for us having wider distribution, and which kind of, in a sense, homogenises the kind of market, so only a few companies can generally distribute their film throughout the world. The most dominant Hollywood companies, also known as the Big Six, such as Disney, Paramount, Fox, etc., are generally the biggest distributor of movies throughout the world. They have a complete kind of monopoly on distribution and production. Even companies that make their own smaller companies that make their own films generally have to get it distributed through these larger companies. Smaller companies are generally more limited, and their release and distribution is constrained to more independent cinemas, and some are released direct to DVD. Because they have a smaller budget to work with, as their options are limited, another option is for them to distribute their film through a film festival, to reach an audience without there being much money involved, and if it's successful it can generally reach a wide audience. These days the most popular formats other than online, the most popular format today would be DVD and Blu-ray. One of the earliest forms of distributing films physically was through VHS. More recently, however, they were replaced by DVDs and then by Blu-rays. During the 90s, VHS and video was really popular, and they were succeeded by DVD, which totally made them obsolete. As you may know, Blockbuster was put out of business because its business model was outdated, and the internet killed it off. Blockbuster Cinema during the 90s primarily distributed their films through rentals, and as distribution headed more towards online. However, they went out of business due to the rise of popular services such as Amazon and Netflix. Promotion. Promotion refers to the process in which companies advertise their film through a variety of different methods. These methods include, but it's not limited to, showing trailers via TV, the internet, through billboards, on Facebook, and even before a movie starts at the cinema. As I previously stated, money plays a big role in this. The large companies have generally created promotional tools at their disposal, and therefore can gain more exposure for their film. The more a film is promoted, the more likely people are to go and see it. Promotion is therefore a pretty important part of the filmmaking process. Promotion is such an important aspect of film that millions of dollars are set aside from the film budget to ensure that there is enough word of mouth. Movies such as The Force Awakens and Batman vs Superman, they released trailers on YouTube a full year before the actual film came out, and they gained tens of millions of views instantly. And after that they released a succession of trailers leading right up to the release, pretty much.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
Film campaigns can form an effective method of promotion for a film, especially if they are creative. Cloverfield utilised an effective promotion for its film with the creation of a website called www.111808.com. Its name referring to the eventual release date. This site featured various clues to give hints to the release of the movie.